Hello and welcome to the HubSpot Outlook for September. It's going to be a very exciting one because inbound just happened. There's a lot of HubSpot updates, some great news, and I also have a very nice highlight for you. All right, let's get started with the HubSpot updates. For the very first update, I want to go to Data Hub. Data Hub is a rebranding of Operations Hub, but also comes with a lot more features. I think this is the most important update, and you will learn why when we get to the highlight. Data Hub is bringing a lot of great features. First off, data enrichment is free again for core seats. It was removed for a little bit, but I'm so happy that it's back, just to fill in those little gaps in data that you might be missing. Another thing that comes with Data Hub is something that HubSpot calls self-generating CRM data, which means that HubSpot is bringing insights from unstructured activities like calls and meetings into your properties on your records. HubSpot also announced that their AI will now be able to get connected to your Google Workspace and your Microsoft Teams to get all of that valuable context. Besides these, there are great other updates. Data Studio, AI-powered properties, AI-powered enrichments, data quality overview. There's a lot. And now for Breeze, HubSpot's AI, there have also been great announcements. I'm most excited about Breeze Studio, which is a place where you can create, customize, and manage all of your AI assistants and agents. Now, if you're not really interested in really creating your own agent or your own AI, there's also Breeze Marketplace, where you can bring agents that others or HubSpot has created into your HubSpot and use those. So this would be kind of like agent.ai, but then fully in HubSpot. Marketing Hub is also getting a lot of love. And one of the things that I'm very excited about is something called Marketing Studio, which for me feels a bit like a blend between Content Remix and campaigns brought together. This is really the central place where you're going to build your full marketing campaign with all of its assets, all the tasks, emails that have to be sent, but also like meetings that are going to be held by salespeople around this campaign, bringing it all together and very central AI powered. There's been a lot of other updates, and for that, I would direct you to hubspot.com/new, where you see the full overview. Now for the news and trends. The first thing I want to talk about is a bit of a rebranding of HubSpot. They're still sticking with the orange, but they're bringing in a purple and a teal, both on their website and in their branding and their marketing, but also inside the software in a new user interface. This new branding feels a lot more enterprisey, which is also in line with the rest of the strategy that HubSpot has been following to go more and more upmarket with their product. Let's talk about another thing HubSpot announced at Inbound, which is a new tactic or approach called loop marketing. To be honest, I was a little skeptic when I heard it. Do we really need another model or a new approach or a new tactic? But now I'm enthusiastic. Let me explain. Just publishing more and more content doesn't work. Results from organic search are declining everywhere. But on the other hand, you do see visitors coming in through AI models like ChatGPT. And these visitors convert 4.4 times better than the traffic from regular traditional search engines. And also, they're a lot more informed when they hit your site because they have done their research in the AI. And so what is loop marketing? It consists of 4 stages: express, tailor, amplify, and evolve. In the express stage, you define your unique brand style. You define who you want to reach, your ideal customer profile. You define who you are, how you want to sound, what flavor you are bringing to Gen AI. In the tailor stage, it's all about adapting your story to the individual. This is something that we can now do on scale thanks to AI. You use your customer insights to let AI adapt your story in your content to the individual needs so that they feel really understood by your message. The amplify stage is all about diversifying your channels and finding new audiences in new places. And lastly, the evolve stage, which is all about fast experimentation and adaptation. You can now both predict and measure your experiments and then adapt in real time, or let AI run the experiments for you. Also, AI helps you spot these trends very early on so that you can be faster with your adaptations. Certainly, there will be a lot more said about loop marketing in the coming weeks and months. I started as a skeptic when I first heard about it, but now I'm fully enthusiastic, and I hope you are as well. Then in non-HubSpot news, LinkedIn and Edelman did a great study together. They surveyed about 2,000 global executives. And what the report really shows is the importance of addressing the hidden buyer. This hidden buyer is the person who is invisible or unreachable for the sales rep, but does have decisive power or strong influence on purchasing decisions. You might not be able to capture these people in your contact directories. They will not fill in a form on your website, but don't forget about them. The report shows that these hidden buyers consume just as much content and use it to the same extent as the visible buyers for evaluating vendors. And even more so than their visible counterparts, these hidden buyers value fresh insights and perspectives in their business and industry. When looking into what influences a buying decision from these hidden buyers, it's very interesting to see that from these 6 factors, the safest option ranks lowest. It is critically important that you show that you really understand their challenges, their needs, and their industry. Even so much so that brand recognition matters a lot less than sharing truly valuable, insightful content. Now, the salesperson cannot share this content with these people because they don't know who they are, they're hidden. But they are online. And now for the highlight of the month, I want to discuss quite a few reports put together. As a leader in a larger European company, you have to navigate a very complex and dynamic time. Larger European B2B companies have to maneuver through a quite dynamic and complex time, where there's 3 very powerful forces at play. Firstly, there's this rather persistent macroeconomic slowdown. Secondly, there's these geopolitical forces that make businesses less independent from politics. And then finally, you have this relentless rise of artificial intelligence. All of these things combined make that, for many people, the mission for this year is do more with less. The European economy isn't growing so quick. Operational costs are rising. This really forces everyone to scrutinize their budgets and to find more efficient ways to drive revenue growth. And this also brings us to the promised solution, AI, which is the most dominant theme across all of these reports. One of these reports said it in a nice way. Organizations have to evolve from a federation of departments into a single, intelligent entity focused on value. And this is all driven by what is called agentic AI, systems that can act independently from each other to pursue their goals. But there's a major problem. There is a significant gap between the ambitions with AI and the tangible business value that it's actually providing. According to a recent study by IDC, only 1 in 8 digital proof of concepts actually make it to production. And this might be more of a strategic failure than a technological one. Lots of companies seem to be running isolated pilots without an actual business objective. This is why, despite all the hype, a recent Capgemini survey found that trust in autonomous AI agents is really declining. It dropped from 43% just 12 months ago to now only 27%. And I think the problem is that any AI is only as good as the data that it's feeding on. If your internal contact and company directories contain low quality, fragmented, incomplete data, AI will only magnify these problems. In fact, Gartner predicts that only 30% of sales organizations will be successful in implementing AI due to bad data quality. So how do you bridge this gap between AI ambition and AI reality? The answer is not in more AI pilots. It is in your foundation. The ROI of AI can only be unlocked when the information it relies on is complete, correct, and accessible. This means that you really must get serious about breaking down data silos. Trapped information will strangle your competitive advantage because AI can then not draw on your complete data set and is missing valuable context. You must create a single source of truth, both for your humans and your AI agents. This requires that you invest in platforms like Data Hub that can automate the dirty work of information and data management. These platforms should include the tools that give you real-time, two-way information exchanges for data quality management and give you the option to fix inconsistencies in your information before they snowball. And of course, it would be great if these tools will also enrich your data to fill in the missing gaps in your contact and company directories. So make this investment in the technology, foundation, and information that powers your AI models. AI models are available for everyone. Your data that these models work on can either be your competitive advantage or disadvantage. If you want AI to succeed, make sure you and your organization is disciplined in nurturing these profiles of your contacts and companies in your directories, that all their information is complete and rich. Thank you for your time. Please visit the links to the reports used for this highlight of the month. We are at the end of the Outlook for September. Thank you for now, and if you have any questions, please reach out.